Hi, everybody. Happy New Year, renewed you for 2021. And it's my pleasure to have a series called the Fat Flush Chronicles, where we chronicle all of the testimonials of real life men and women just like you who have lost weight, feel great, and have changed their lives using the new Fat Flush plan. And today we have Karen. Karen, how are you? Introduce yourself to our lovely audience.
Thank you, Annalise. My name is Karen Osberg, and I am an attorney in the New Jersey, New York area, and I am a 15-year Fat Flush fan.
Wow, 15 years. How did you discover the Fat Flush plan 15 years ago, Karen?
Well, I actually was at a meeting of a host of female attorneys, and of course, the conversation of being busy and having busy lives came up, and you get worn down, you're working all hours, and someone had read your book. And she just spoke so highly of the program and that it wasn't a diet, that it really was a way of life. And I went home, I bought your book, I read through it and said, I can do this.
So what were the results that you got from the program? Tell people how to make people motivated. In other words, you lost weight, you lost inches. Did you regain your health? Tell us a little bit about the results that you've achieved.
Absolutely. So when I first went on the plan, I lost 27 pounds in 21 days.
Woo, that's a winner. 27 pounds in 21 days. I want everybody to hear that. 27 pounds in 21 days, which is very, very motivating. So you lost a lot of what we call in the book false fat.
And I felt so healthy. I started sleeping so well. I was so motivated. I did have some health issues that were improving and getting better, not just in those first few weeks, but as I stayed on plan over the course of the next few years. I kept that weight off for 8 years, almost 9 years.
Oh, wonderful results. And then what happened?
Well, life kind of got in the way, and I was raising 2 young boys. And as I mentioned, I'm a very, very busy attorney, and I represent small businesses, and I spend a lot of time on the road at my clients, which means eating out, maybe not making the right choices in terms of watching what you're eating, and the weight started to come back on. I got tired, I wasn't sleeping. The symptoms for the issues that I have with the Epstein-Barr virus came back, and I just was not in a very good place.
And so then you went back on Fat Flush again. Did you join our community at the Fat Flush Nation?
I did. So I actually was visiting with my general practitioner, and she had recommended a nutritionist in the area who I went to visit. And when we were chatting, many of the suggestions that she was making brought me back to saying, wait, this is the Fat Flush plan. And I visited with her about it and left the office, went out, Googled you, and found you started a new revised version of the Fat Flush plan. So I went and bought that book, and I loved it even better than the first one.
So what makes our program different than any other program out there? Because Karen, there's a lot that's vying for your attention. You got the keto craze, which I'm not totally in favor of. You've got the paleo craze, which has been around for almost as long as Fat Flush, and you've got now carnivore. What makes us different and therefore better than any other program out there?
Simply, it's real. The whole program it's not a diet, it's not a fad, it's not temporary. The Fat Flush plan and the Fat Flush family, it's a lifestyle, and it works. I went on the plan on the second book, and I started with the 3-day detox because I really felt as though I was sluggish, and I started the plan, and within the first month, I lost 25 pounds.
Wow, 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 wow. And you were a little bit older, almost 10 years older, so that's pretty extraordinary. Would you say that there were certain elements of the plan that kept you continually motivated that you do to this day and time? Is there something special about my crayon water, the lemon and water, the apple cider vinegar, the fat flushing herbs and spices? What are the elements that are signature fat flushing protocols that you take with you day in and day out?
Well, I have to say that I live by the rule of thumb of the book, which is I start every morning with the cran water. I also have a warm lemon water, which are both, I think, so essential to start the day. I know you say that you can have a legal cheat of one coffee. That's just, it's not what I do. I move straight into making my cran water, and I have that with me all day long. It's always there, it's always accessible. And I also find that each menu that you have laid out is actually family friendly. And that's what I think is special about your program that's different than all the others.
It's not just good for you, it's good for the whole family. And that's what's so important. Good for the whole family. Now, were there any particular supplements that you used on your fat flushing journey that you still use today?
I do. I live by the multivitamin. When I need to adjust, that's how I describe it. Everyone has to adjust once in a while. I do come back to the Fat Flush 3, not just the Fat Flush, but also I will use the GLA. I find they're very helpful in working through the detox process. I don't use them every day, but I find them very helpful during that period of time. And then, as you always recommend, zinc, vitamin C, vitamin B, vitamin D, and making sure that I get out for a walk.
So what I love about what you're saying is that all of these supplements are good for the immune system, which is so much in the forefront today, because immunity is everything. You've got the zinc, the GLA fuels the mitochondria, very good for the skin, so that when you lose weight, you tighten up the skin and nurture it. And it's very important to have a daily detox multiple that doesn't contain extra copper or iron, which can stockpile in the system and be very detrimental to the immune system. So what would you tell all of our listeners that are out there today, all of our watchers, all of our audience? What are the most important parting words that Karen can impart to the people that want to go on a program and are not sure whether to take the Fat Flush plunge?
Buy the book and just do day one. It works. It's worked for me. I think it works for anyone who's willing to literally just do day one. You won't regret it. Starting anew, as you said, 2021. There's no other time like now to do that. That would be my recommendation. And thank you for asking.
So for 2021, what I want everybody to know is that we have the new Fat Flush plan that you can get at the link below. And I've also created a new download. It is a new download based upon all the latest research called the Ultra Fast Fat Flush that I want you to have a copy of, Karen, and there's a download link below as well. I've introduced intermittent fasting to the regimen, but only doing it the right way when you support one important gland. I've introduced more coffee to the program for those that can accommodate it, more research on lecithin, as well as apple cider vinegar. So that's a free download for all of our veterans like you, Karen, and all of our newbies. And I want to wish everybody a happy 2021. May you have a fat flushing, fabulous year. Lots of love.